Okay, so let's get this straight. Sonic Rush Adventure is a really good game. It's really fun. I love it. But some of the stages just deserve some rankings, right? So what I thought I could do is I thought that I could make a tier list based off of the zones that I've played in Sonic Rush Adventure so far. I might make a follow-up video of all the other stages I unlocked and what I thought of them. Anyway, let's get to it. Okay, so I got my Nintendo DS on the side. Now, the first zone is called Plant Kingdom. Plant Kingdom. It's pretty fun. Especially the first act, you could go like really fast if you know what you're doing. So I'm gonna give it an A rank because hey, it's the first level. You obviously go like super fast, and plus there's 3D rail grinding sections in a Sonic Rush game. Yeah, I mean that's goated. And then Act Two, I have to give it the same. Oh, by the way, we're doing the boss fights at the end of toward the end of the video. And before the boss fights, we're going to be doing the secret zones. So, next zone. Machine Labyrinth. Act 1, again, is pretty easy. But it's quite annoying. Because, like, there's Bannocs everywhere. And if you don't know what you're doing, you're going to die. Like, a lot. What I mean by die is lose your rings a lot. And if you're grinding for 1-ups like I'm always doing, you might start remembering some paths. But Machine Lab Act 1, it's really bad for missions. Especially for missions. So I'm gonna have to give it a B plus. Yeah, I have to give it a B plus. Then Act 2. Little Timmy levels in Mario Make I'm joking. Yeah, and sometimes it may feel like that, but once you get to if you have enough boost, or if you know how to homing attack, then you should be good. So I'm gonna give it a B minus. Yeah. Coral Cave, the third zone. At least that's what I think. It's actually it's actually good. What? Again, well, I don't know if this is good, but still, this is a water level we're talking about. Like a water level in a Sonic Rush game or any Sonic game is somehow good. What? I haven't witnessed that in my entire life. Like, holy crap. That's crazy, bro. But however, the enemy placements are kind of crazy. So I'm gonna have to give it a B minus. Now, Act 2. Act 2. Act 2 is kind of like Act 1. But instead, just a tiny bit worse. There's more crazy enemy placements. And again, if you know how to spin dash or homing attack, then you should get plenty of boost. But however, there's no room to get 1-ups. I tried several times and it just never worked. So I'm gonna have to give it a C plus. Haunted Ship, Act 1. Oh my god. I hate this thing. I hate this zone. To be honest, I really hate this zone. It's garbage. It's hot garbage. Like, the enemy places are crazy. There's no room for error. There's almost like no room for error. So I'm gonna have to give it a C minus. Honestly, it's just that bad. It feels like a really good. It feels like a little to be level or to be possible to beat. It's beatable, but it's still. But the enemy places are crazy. Then we got Act 2. Somehow Act 2 is more easier than Act 1. What? It's more fair? Excuse me, but I don't know how that's possible. I think I'm just gonna give it a C. Okay, next. Blizzard Peaks. Act 1 is amazing. Act 1 is amazing. It's it's kind of like if, well, I mean, I don't know if this is Act 1 or Act 2, but Act 1 and Act 2, they're kind of like ice caps from Sonic 3. It's really good. It's really fun. And I just love it. So I'm gonna have to give it an A+. Act 2. It's around the same size as Act 1, but it's kind of harder. For that, I'm just gonna give it an A. Oh no, Sky Blue Babylon? Babylon. I don't know. Sky Babylon. Sky Babylon. Babylon. I don't know how to spell it. Garbage. Hot garbage. That's what it is. These two levels are the worst two levels I've played so far in Sonic Rush Adventure. First off, like Act 1 it's okay, right? Like you got your fair share of enemy placements, you got your fair share of rings, you got your fair share of air trick stuff and springs. So I'm gonna have to give it a B+, a B. I'm gonna have to give it a B. But Act 2 downgraded by a lot. In fairness, first off, I couldn't even beat the level. I couldn't even beat the level because in the second act, there are these sections where, like, you know how in Sky Sanctuary you had to run to, get the emphasis of falling ground. It's kind of like that, but it's twice as worse. Like, bro, you're literally forced to boost. I could boost one time. I just die on the spot. And then there is these awful balloon sections. Like, if you know balloon physics in real life, you know that if they touch the ceiling or they touch the wall, then they're not gonna pop instantly, right? Right? Wrong. You are really wrong. Because the balloon will pop, and you're gonna fall to the ground, or you're gonna fall to another place where I have to retry the balloon section again. It's awful. It's just awful. And there's enemies too? What? Excuse me, but I did ask for enemies in a balloon section that's already quite hard. So for that, I'm gonna have to give it an F. But that is so far. So I might up the rank, I might down the rank, it might stay the same. Who knows what could happen? Now we have the Hidden Island zones. Hidden Island Act 1. It's literally the easiest stage in the game. I know that I just said that Plant Kingdom Act 1 is easy. This is the easiest zone. All you need to do is just spin dash a lot and just jump and just avoid the spikes. And you can boost, but you're gonna fall. So, like, the platforming isn't that tight. If you know what you're doing, you can get by, like, really quick. I literally got an A rank on this level, like, first try. So I'm gonna have to give it, again, an A rank. Hidden Island 2. This is okay. I guess I got an A rank on this for the first try. It's meh. It's not that bad. The enemy placement and the rank placement is fair. So I'm gonna have to give it an A rank. Well, it doesn't deserve a normal A rank. It deserves an A plus. Hey Island. You guys know how I said I don't have all the zones? Yeah, I don't have Hidden Island 3. So, but Hidden Island 4, it's not that good. It's not that good at all. I don't even like it. Like, the amount of bombless pits, it's kind of like the Sonic Advance trilogy. The harder the levels, the more bombless pits there are. You know what I'm saying? So, I'm gonna have to give this one a C. A C minus. Oh man, I'm tired. Now we're going to go on to the bosses. So Planet Kingdom's boss, it's actually quite good. It's kind of like the first boss fight in the first Sonic adventure. You don't have to avoid it that much. All you gotta do is just like walk left and right and left and right. And if it like crashes, and if like the T-Rex crashes down on you, or if it's like trying to kill you, going into the arena, you can just jump on it. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna have to give this one. I'm gonna have to give this one an S rank. Machine Labyrinth's boss. It has this weird mechanic where it's kind of like the Sonic 1 boss fight in Green Hill. Like instead of you having to avoid the balls, instead of you having to avoid the balls that are like the Raking balls, you have to hit them in order to hit the boss fight. But the Wrecking balls, they eat spikes, and at the end there's 3 of them. So I'm gonna have to give this one an A plus. It's pretty decent. Next we got Coral Cave's boss fight. Now Squid, just Squid. One of its tentacles has a hitbox where you can get hit by it, but you can hit it like really easily. So I have to give this one an A. Haunted Ship. Oh god, not this one. I hated this one. Now Haunted Ship boss fight. It's just unfair. It's unfair by default. Literally, like you first go through these really garbage acts, and then you have to do a really garbage boss fight. That's literally gonna have like no chill on you. So I'm gonna have to give it a C. Blizzard Peaks' boss fight. Oh boy, this is also too unfair. Now I can't quite remember what the boss fight was like, but it was really bad. It was really bad. Like I'm pretty sure that I had to go. Wait, I remember now. I remember it now. You had to like hit these bad. You had to hit these bandits. You had to hit the boss fight once. If you hit the boss fight once on the outside of the boss fight, then it eats you, and then you had to hit the inside of it a bunch of times. But the thing is, there are these things that can slow down time because you have 30 seconds to get to the end. So what do? You panic. But however, there are these things in the level, the boss fight that put the time back to the start. You don't go back to the start of the boss fight. It just resets itself. The time resets itself. So, and like, what the challenge is, oh my god, you only have a few rings left. You only have like a few rings to survive. So I'm gonna have to give this one a B minus. Sky Devon. I'm gonna call it that. The boss fight this level, chef's kiss. It's really good. Like it's kind of like if Subway Surfers. It's sort of like Subway Surfers, but instead of swiping once and then it just goes to the other side or the next row. That's in that said direction. you use the D-pad to move Sonic and Sonic moves on the bottom side of the screen. And then you have these Banics, which will launch you up to the boss fight that you can hit. There are also two of these platforms that you could stand on, and then you could just hit the boss fight repeatedly. And there's like this technique where you're hitting the boss fight like a bunch of times in the air, and so that's a launch a missile. You just go back to the bottom. That's all you need to do. So I'm gonna have to give this one an S rank. Okay, now I'm gonna rank the islands themselves. Planet Kingdom gets an instant S rank. It's really good. It's a really good first impression on the game. It's not too hard. It's not too easy. It's perfect. It's perfect. So I'm gonna have to give it this one an S rank. Machine Labyrinth is kind of like if Chemical Plant Zone and Marble Zone had a baby. It's okay, I guess. I'm gonna have to give it this one an A-. Coral Cave is if Labyrinth Zone from Sonic 1 were to be twice as better. It's really good. I got to give this one an A rank. Outside the fact that it takes place in water, the above water sections are really good. Haunted Ship. And look, this one is either going to be a C rank or an E rank. I think we're going to give this one an E+. It's like that bad. It just throws stuff at you. That's all it does. Then Blizzard Peaks. It's just Ice Cap Zone, but say if it were to be just a tiny bit harder. So for that, I'm going to have to give it an A rank. Just an A rank, no A-, no A+. Sky Babylon. F. F- actually. It's really bad. It just throws enemies at you. It's kind of like those little teeny levels from Mario Maker 2. Or Mario Maker. Anyone that you play. It's okay. Mario Maker is okay. But anyway, the little teeny levels. Or those levels that throw random obstacles at you for like no reason. Or random enemies. In the most randomest spots. Yeah, you can't avoid this zone. You literally have to like. It tells you to like, you know, use the stylus to draw to it and to draw a line to it. So for that, I'm gonna have to give it, yeah, an F-. If all the hidden islands, A-. I just scroll through all of them. They were meh. I mean, they're fair. I'm just gonna have to give this. I'm just gonna have to give them an M. So yeah. So what did I think of this game in general? It's a great game. If you want a great platformer with a great first level and just great levels in general, get Sonic Rush and Sonic Rush Adventure. They're both great games, and I think I actually might save up my money to get Sonic Colors for the DS. What's that? I ordered Mario 64 for the DS. Huh? I ordered Mario 64 for the DS? And the seller is Canadian, so it's gonna get to my door faster? And it was cheap. Yeah, that's right. Soon we're gonna make a tier list for Mario 64 DS levels. So look forward to that. Anyway, I hope that you guys have a great day. And if you see this Hedgehog on your DS screen, try to play it. Sonic DS games are great. Anyway, I'll see you guys later. Peace.